The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the October 18th, the fantastic Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day, and let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is tossing at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this, during this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to, I'd say feel free to pick up that phone, but I think it is still out. So let's not do the phone thing. But what you can do is you can send me an email. Send that off early. Send it to steve@tfnn.com. If you'd help me out and put radio show question in that subject heading, that would be great. And, of course, inside our Tiger's Den, any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on fantastic Friday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. We've got a mixed bag out here, whether it's the sectors inside the S&P 500 or the U.S. indices that we track. The Dow to the downside by 93 points, a little less than a quarter percent to the upside for the S&P, or 16.6 for the NASDAQ 100 to the upside, 133 points there. Russell's up 3, semis up 14, tranny's up 57. You've got gold up $25, that's 1%. You've got silver up 93 cents, that's 3%. Natural gas off 7 pennies, that's 3%. Natural gas looks just absolutely ugly. Light sweet crude is down $1.70, trading out at 68.39. Possible bottom. We're going to go take a look at that as a potential candidate. And the 30-year Treasury is up 13 ticks, printed out at 120.13. Now, our leader in the clubhouse, dollar-wise, to the upside, it is Netflix, up $73, about 11%. Brain salad surgery, Intuitive Surgical, up $40. That's nearly 8.5%. Bright Minds Biosciences, $33, 153%. They must have solved something. Asmill Holdings up nearly 20, about 3% there. And Bank of Montreal is up 16 and change, nearly a 4% move for it. Our shakers to the downside, led by MGP Ingredients. I don't think they've got very good ingredients. They're off 26% or $21. Fabrinet down $19 or 7%. Vertex Pharmaceuticals $15, 3%. American Express down $13, 4%. And the Cigna Group is off about 14 as well, about a 4% move to the downside. Of course, I want to look at what you want to look at. Let's begin by taking a look at New York Stock Exchange Advanced Decline Oscillator. Right now, that is, where did it go? It's right here. Okay. Is that it? Yeah. If we take a look at it, it's just slightly above the zero threshold level. Closed above it yesterday, closed above it the day before. This is telling you and I that buyers are the ones that are in control of the market. Now, if we take a look at what the spot VIX index is doing, it's tinkering with trading below the 50-day exponential moving average. The 50-day right now is printed out at 1834, and the spot VIX is trading at 1829. If the spot VIX remains below that 1834 level today, we are likely to see a further rally inside of the S&P 500 and the ES Mini. Is that a good thing? Well, that's a great question. Is that a good thing or not? To answer that question, why don't we go switch panels out here? So if you give me a moment, we'll go take a look at the white background chart, and I'll describe for you what's going on inside the complex of instruments that represents the S&P 500. For example, let's start with the cash indice out here. If we take a look at the cash indice, you'll see that yesterday was bar number 8, and that was the high of the pattern so far. In order for bar number 9 to complete, it needs to close above bar number 5. That's that blue horizontal line on my screen out there. The close that it needs to close above today, note this on your pad of paper, 58.59.85. If price closes above that, then what we will have is a TD9 count top. That pattern would be completed on Monday. Now, what happens if price closes below that level? If it closes below that level, the pattern goes away completely. And then what we would say is the only pattern that we've got out here to help us identify a top would be that A to B equals CD pattern. I don't have the exact price on that, but it gets us to about the 59.35-ish level out there, even though I've got these lines drawn. They're not necessarily right to the T. So that's the level that you'd want to be watching for the cash indice. If we take a look at the ES Mini out there, really we have a same set of circumstances. In other words, yesterday was bar number 8. It was the high of the pattern. In order for a TD9 count pattern to confirm today and even exist, we need to see a close above 59.0825. 59.0825. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out with that spot VIX right now trading below the 50-day exponential moving averages. As long as it remains below that, well, then that could actually set up and trigger that TD9 count topping pattern for both the ES and the S&P 500. Now, somebody might say, well, how about the SPY, Stevie? Well, if you take a look at the SPY, which is it takes into account dividends and things, you can see we do not have any kind of a TD9 count top. In fact, inside the SPY, if we just use the SPY to assess what's the S&P 500 doing, well, we'd be lost. We would say it's in all-out bullish mode. It does have a confirmed A to B equals CD pattern to the upside, 593-ish type area out there. But we won't just rely upon the SPY. To what we would more rely upon is the RSP. The RSP is the equal-weighted version of the S&P 500. And typically, the RSP is the one that's going to give the best signal out here. And as we take a look at it, it has not completed its A to B equals CD pattern on the upside. It doesn't have a TD9 count that we're talking about. But what does it have? Well, it has that pattern described by our previous host out here, Basil Chapman. It would be wave number 7. That's letter G. You can see that formed out here on October 15th. And unless price ticks above that high, by the way, is 182.22, this already has a top. Now, in the case of the RSP, it would need a close below 179.78 to suggest that there could be some kind of change in trend. Right now, we just have a consolidation with inside its profile. This is a new profile that formed this morning, resistance level at 182.22. So if we do get a tick above that 182.22 level out there, that's going to simply negate any wave number 7 signal out there. So there's 3 of the 4 instruments that are signaling there could be a top. Watch those numbers at today's close. That will give you a clue out there. And again, I'd say if those TD9 counts don't form for the S&P and the ES Mini out there, then we're likely just simply going to go ahead and complete that A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. If we take a look at the complex of charts that we can trade for the NQ, what you're not going to see out here is any kind of topping signal, period. Not one from the QQEW, not from the Qs, not from the NDX 100, not from the NQ out there. Yeah, we're dealing with profile resistance for the NQ. That's likely what is stopping the advance out there. Of course, we really should take a look at the top 8 instruments inside the NDX 100. Try to understand what problems, if any, are out there. But if we did see a close about 25, 26 today inside the NQ, well, then that would be telling us that we're headed back towards its all-time high to complete that A to B equals CD pattern, and that gets us in that 21,237 level. We come back from this break. Let's start taking a look at the requests that have come in. We'll look at the SOX, the SMH, TGB, GLD, Marvell, DBN, TLT, and ISRG. Of course, I'd love to hear from you as well. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Before we get to those requests, I had mentioned during the show, I think during the 11 o'clock update, that light sweet crude was at a potential level of support. We're looking at the daily time frame chart right now, a white background chart, and you can see at 68.33, that is the bottom of its daily profile out there. And so it is possible there's an A to B equals CD pattern that it's completed to the downside. And that would require a bullish reversal candle to then confirm a Gartley buy pattern for its daily time frame. Gartley buy the D point, whichever one you would like to refer to it as. If we get when we get to a level of support on the daily time frame, if we're going to find a bottom, we expect and anticipate we would see the same type of signals coming from some. You'd love it from all, but at least some of the intraday charts, right? If we're going to see a market turn, we'll see it first on a 10, 15, then a 30, then a 60. Now, as we scan the set of charts out here, the only two charts that have a potential bottom signal are the 15-minute chart. That has a TD9 count bottom that formed at 11:15. If price closes below that low, which is 68.19, that's going to suggest that we have lower price out there. I don't see anything on a 10-minute time frame chart yet. I don't see anything on the 30-minute chart. Now, the 30-minute time frame chart has an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. You can see we've attained well more than the one-to-one price level. What you'd be looking for here is some type of bullish reversal candle to confirm a bottom. Short of that, price will likely head lower. We do have a TD9 count bottom signal on the 60-minute time frame chart. Let me just update this here. You'll see that we are right now in bar number 9. That says that as we come into 12 noon, we will have a confirmed TD9 count bottom. Now, that pattern can't complete at 1 o'clock this afternoon. The bar following, bar number 9. No idea why that didn't update. That's so weird. What's going on with the system this morning? There we go. In any event out here, so what you'd be watching for is, I'd say, pay attention to the 15-minute chart and the 60-minute time frame chart out there. And the 15-minute chart, what you'd be looking for is you'd be looking for some levels of resistance to fail. The first one would have to be that oscillator and change line. That's currently printed about the 68, 69-ish, 70 type level out there. If price can overcome that, that would be a positive. And then the next battle would be at about 69.25 to 69.55 out there. So that's what's going on. Light Sweet Crude does still have that potential. You can see all the Rhodes Momentum Indicator signals for the other time frames, such as the 2, the 4, and the 5 hour. Those two would need bullish reversal candles to confirm a bottom. So keep your eye on Light Sweet Crude out there for a potential bottom. Let's go take a look at the start with some of the requests that have come in. The first 3 of these, or 4, came in yesterday as we were exiting the show. So these folks, actually, I went and posted those charts inside the Tiger's Den for them. But here, if we take a look at the SOX, we take a look at the SOX ETF out here, we can see that it's just simply consolidating with inside its daily profile. I do not have a daily top. I just have a consolidation between 227.20 and 236.05. In the case of the weekly chart, a consolidation between 200.31 and 259.80. We can see that price has gotten up and it has tested and rejected that green oscillator and change line. What this is telling us on a weekly basis, that is really the key level that the SOX would need to close above to say we are headed upward and onward, and that upward and onward would take us to 259.80. We do have that top on the monthly chart, TD9 count, Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, price finding support, and still trading at that green oscillator and change line. So it's neutral. So what are the charts there? They're not bearish, that's for sure. You just got a consolidation with inside profiles. Watch that weekly oscillator and change line. About that, just call it the center of that profile, 237.49. So that's what I see there, Duncan. Let's take a look at SMH. They are slightly different because they do have different mixes, different weightings inside each of those ETFs. In the case of the SMH, we're seeing the same thing. What's that same thing? We see a consolidation with inside profile levels, 246.12 as support and 256.88 as resistance. The weekly chart, also the same thing. Struggling here at the center of its bearish structured profile. So in the case of the SMH, you need to see it close. Well, you've got a sell zone. So it just simply says as you approach the 258.30 level, that sell zone or that turbulent zone is going to be between 258.30 and 274.81. Also a Rhodes Momentum Indicator TD9 count monthly top out there, but price finding support at its oscillator and change line. In the case of the SMH, a close above 259.25 on a monthly basis would be a positive. It still has that top out there, but you would be closing above the top of its bearish structured weekly profile on a monthly time frame, and that would be a bullish signal out there. So hope that helps you out. Ron, you were looking to re-enter this. So you're looking to re-enter the SMHs. I would say I would wait till price gets into the buy zone, 246.12 to 249.71 as we speak right now. So hope that helps you out, and thanks for waiting an extra day. Dan from New York wanted to take a look at this TGB out here. So let's get TGB up on our screens, and what do we see here? We see that price is consolidating with inside its daily profile. Yesterday was bar number 8 of a TD9 count, but it's not a TD9 count bottom. Price may form the actual TD9 count. In order to do that today, all that it needs to do is close below $2.45. But bar number 6 is the low of the pattern, so that would set up the only way this could form a TD9 count bottom would be some big, huge push to the downside on Monday out there. So what do we have here? Just a consolidation with inside profiles, 236 to 265. On a weekly time frame, it's between the buy zone of 198 to 207 and resistance, which it tested this week or tested last week and the week before at 267. The monthly chart, also a consolidation with inside a profile, 195 up to 295 up there. So that's what I see, Dano. I don't see any kind of daily top, just a consolidation out there. And that's what's going on with regard to Seiko Mines. Joey D, or Joe D, I should say, not Joey D, but Joe D wrote in, wanted to take a look at ticker symbol LD, I believe it is. Let's see if we've got that up on our screens here. No, it was the GLD, Stevie. There we go. So it was the GLD. GLD is traded at all-time highs. Today, we are in bar number 6. There's no topping. We've gapped to the upside. That's a beautiful thing. Of course, we really want to take a look at what gold is doing, not necessarily GLD. But here we take a look at the weekly chart for GLD. CLD, all-time highs, trading above resistance, no topping signals. The earliest you could get a topping signal might be at the end of next week, and the monthly chart is all out bullish. So it's just simply strong like bull. That doesn't mean that we don't get some kind of a pullback. This would be day number 4 to the upside of consecutive closes out there. So we could be getting ready for some type of pullback or retracement. But of course, it's all about Goldilocks, and we will spend some time. In fact, why don't we spend that time now? Let's take a look at gold. Let's switch our screens out here while we've got a minute. Let's switch our screens and go to Stevie's black background screens. So a couple of different charts. First question is, I mentioned yesterday, and a couple of people wrote in and said, you said gold's headed to $3,000. How did you come up with that? Well, when we get to all-time highs out there, and the A to B equals CD patterns are, there's so many of them, which is the correct one. What I like to do is go back to our horizontal trading range boundary line charts. Here is the monthly time frame chart for gold. Let me do one more thing out here, if you don't mind. And you don't have a choice because I'm going to do it anyways. Just need to open up a dialog box on my other screen out here. So we take a look at this is a gold. I go back here to the 1996 time frame, and you can see horizontal trading ranges, monthly time frame chart that we're looking at. Those are those red horizontal lines. When you trade above one, typically it sets up a magnet, which is the next one. I haven't described how these are calculated, but 27.75 would be the next price target on the monthly time frame, and above that is 3,023.60. I think I have an A to B equals CD pattern that gets us up to that level as well. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
The consistency you're looking for is closer than you think. 1 or 2 adjustments are usually all you need to change your equity curve from red to green and keep it there. Come join Larry Pesavento live to learn what separates the winners from the losers. Join Larry Pesavento on the 2nd and 4th Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where Larry will show you the market setting up and, most important of all, the state of mind of a winning trader. By watching Larry trade, you'll learn the Fibonacci levels, you'll learn how to apply A to B to C to D trading patterns, you'll learn trade management, pattern recognition, and much more. Join Larry October 11th and 25th for more live trading action. Your purchase goes towards 2 sessions, so make sure to sign up now so you don't miss a chance to sit next to Larry as he trades the market live. For all information and reserve your spot today, go to the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at the horizontal trading range boundary lines for the monthly time frame for the continuous contract of gold. I drew in here the A to B equals CD pattern. That A to B equals CD pattern is starting at the lows in 1999. The high out here that we use for our B point is in 2011, and then that C point is going to be the low on the continuous contract down at the December 2015 area. Now we can see that price right now is at the 1-to-1 area. The retracement was only 52%. We're trading on the left side of the C to D leg. Tells us right now we have a stronger move than we did along that A to B leg out there. That increases the odds of doing more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. This is longer term now. But if we take a look at what that next level is, that next level, or the 1.272, would get us up to 3169. So that is in play out there. We take a look at this long-term monthly A to B equals CD pattern. Now, we may find resistance at the 2775 level. That's the next horizontal trading range boundary line. As far as the range out there, if we look at the weekly time frame chart, let me declutter this maybe just a little, and then we can reclutter it. So give me a moment. We have both the vertical and the horizontal trading range boundary line. So here, these are the weekly time frames, and so we can see that we're likely headed to 2806. That is the next weekly horizontal trading range boundary line. If we put in some of these channels, let's see what Stevie's got here. So here's a shorter term channel, set of channels lines out here, and that takes us back into the 2018 bottom. Once you get above one, you're likely to go target the next one. This is again the same equal distance as when you set up your, whether it's vertical or horizontal, you're trying to identify the largest number of co-located opens or closes, and then from there you find the next set out there and you're looking for the largest number. When you get those, that really sets up the price distance that we see on the chart out here. So you got the 2800, but then if we get all the way up to the rising trend line, we're back in the 3000 level out there. That was using that set of channel lines. We've got another set of channel lines. Let me see what these ones do. That seems like the same set. Yeah, so let's get this one. Here's a much shorter term set of channel lines. They're a much smaller range out there. Again, this suggests moving higher. And then I've got that larger set out there that takes us back quite a bit. Again, all these are pointing to higher price out there. So that's using that. So if the question is, how do you get to the 3,000 mark? It was using that set of charts out there. Is that a likely possibility? Well, what I can share with you is we're at new all-time highs today in terms of every major currency out there, every currency pair, whether it's euros, whether it's yen, whether it's pounds, Canadian loonie, Swiss krona, Chinese yuan, Swiss franc, or the Australian dollar out there. You don't think that there's a global rally going on in gold? And those are the best rallies you can possibly have. Just think about it. Our brothers and sisters that are sitting over in Tokyo or Osaka or preferably Kyoto, they're having a blast with gold. They're not sellers. They're not sellers in Europe out there. They're not sellers in Canada, our northern neighbors. They're not in Australia if we go completely down south out there. So you've got a global rally. Don't be trying to short gold. At least not yet, maybe on an intraday basis or something along those lines. But gold is going to continue its rally. Those are the signals right now. If we see selling, concerted selling in all the major currencies, then obviously we change our mind. We're not about trying to sell the top tick out here, but we need to understand what the markets are communicating to us. And it's a gigantic. And look, we haven't even looked at gold priced in all of the so here's a pretty good signal. Let's take a look at gold pricing all the currency pairs over in the Middle East. If you think taking out that terrorist yesterday was going to end the war out here, well, I can tell you they're not thinking of that in Jordan. They're not thinking of it in Saudi. They're not thinking about that in Syria or Egypt or Kuwait or Iran out here, no, they know that there's a whole heck of a lot more war and battle to come on, and who knows what that's going to turn into. But those are the times when we really see Goldilocks or metals head to the upside. Now, there was a question to take a look at silver. I'm going to go a little bit of out of order, but try to stay in order. We're going to change charts out here, just simply since we're in the theme of metals. We'll go back to the white background charts to take a look at. InnoVisual is asking, what do we see when we take a look at silver? So in the case of silver, we'll just start with the daily time frame out here, and as we take a look at this, we'll see a TD9 count top that is in place. That TD9 count top will be negated with a close today above 32.61. We're at 32.80 right now. We are trading above the top of its profile, 32.72. So if we close above both of those things out there, that's just simply going to suggest that we continue to head higher. Now, there is a sell the D point pattern as well, and that's this high out here from October the 4th. And so that, is the last piece or last price level that silver needs to close above to be on its merry way to the upside, 33.22. So it's got a little bit of a battle in front of us. That doesn't mean that it's bearish or anything along those lines out there. If we look at the weekly time frame chart, the weekly time frame chart shows the sideways consolidation that we've been in for quite some time. Now, what what I know is that if we do close above, we break this consolidation, we would have a measured move equal to this consolidation. We go from 27 to about 33 and change out there. So what are we looking at? $5 and change to the upside. That's what the consolidation pattern would be telling us. And as we take a look at the monthly time frame chart for silver, this is a continuous contract. This tells us that all silver needs to do is close above the high in February of 2021, and that out there is at 33.51. We do that, we are definitely off to the races to the upside. In fact, that probably sets up a very large A to B equal. I don't see that. I know I just said that, but I don't see the large A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. So high-ho silver is looking very good. Now, on a 2-hour time frame, and this is going to be late today, so at 12 noon you're going to get bar number 9. That says that by 2 p.m., you could see silver take a timeout, because you will then have a TD9 count top. That is the only topping signal that I see right now with regard to silver, but it looks muy bueno out there. So that's putting together the metals. Maybe on the last thing that we would take a look at would be the GDX. If I go over to this set of charts, if I still have them, give me a moment. We'll be able to take a look at the daily and the weekly. You also see gold and silver next to it. But with regard to the GDX out here, the GDX is going to be in bar number 7 today. That says you could get a top between Monday and Wednesday of next week. That's assuming that pattern forms. But there's also an A to B equals CD pattern. The B point on this is September 26th. The volume there was 21 million shares. So far in 2 hours of trading, we've done about 10 million shares. So that's like a $30 million share day. So we're going to go ahead and take out that B point with volume. That sets up this A to B equals CD pattern, and that would get us up towards the 43.82 level. Again, that's just simply coming from our daily time frame out there. The retracement, let me see if I've got that anywhere out here. I don't. I don't want to switch back and forth because I usually forget. But give me a moment here. This is just simply a small A to B equals CD pattern. Now, what's really key in the GDX, all those instruments out there, is going to be gold. If gold tops, well, the GDX is very likely to top too. So that 1-to-1 A to B equals CD, that takes us up to the 43 level. This is a 65% retracement, that B to C out there. We're trading just, you can see, just on the left side, the strong side of that C to D leg out there. So we're likely to do more than a 1-to-1 move. That more than a 1-to-1 move would take us up to the 45, 46 level. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go take a look at the stock charts here for Marvell. This is for Mohammed. And Mohammed, as we take a look at Marvell, I'm going to start with the monthly time frame out here. And on a monthly basis, I don't see any kind of a top. What I see is I take that back. So I see the top is going, there's an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Let me go ahead and draw this in here. So just give me a moment. We'll draw the A to B line out there. So that was a TD9 count bottom on a monthly base that formed. It rallies for a couple of months. Then we do a retracement back to the center of its bullish structured monthly profile, and then we rally from there. And we can see that it made more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. It was this bearish engulfing here that generated that sell the D point pattern. But right now, what we are trading above is we're trading above the profile resistance and the oscillator unchanged line out there, and a close above. This is the high that price needs to close above on the month at 76.43 will negate that signal and suggest we head higher. If you look at the weekly time frame chart, price is trading into its Rhodes Momentum Indicator weekly top that formed back in March of 2024. Volume was 117 million shares that week. This week so far, we have done 68 million shares, trading into a lighter volume. We're going to close inside that swing point, so we still may go test that high. You'd love to see price close above 85.76, Mohammed. That would then be a sign that we are headed much higher out there. And finally, we take a look at the daily time frame chart. Nice A to B equals CD pattern that is not completed at this stage of the game, so we don't have any kind of a top. If we're trying to figure out what that price projection is, that would get us towards. There's our A to B line. We're just simply going to move this over now to that C point and that 1-to-1 price projection in the 91-ish type area out there. So Marvell looks bullish to Stevie out there, and looks to me like it wants to continue to motor higher. So Mohammed, thanks for that request out there. Much appreciated. Alton wrote in earlier as well, wanted to take a look at DVN. So let's get those charts up on our screen out here and see what this is doing. DBN right now trading at 40.18 and likely going to go target 39.90. That's Devon Energy, which had a TD9 count top and no bottom, but it can be a bottom when you get back to support. And that is at that 39.90 level out there. Now, if we were going to see support there, we'd see something on some intraday charts. We don't show those intraday charts here, but I can pull a couple of them over just to take a quick peek. On a weekly time frame, you got a consolidation with inside his profile. And that's between the level of 38.60 up to 42.73, Alton. On a monthly time frame, doesn't look good. Monthly time frame is suggesting that this wants to head lower over time. There is a to B equals CD pattern has been taken out with volume. On a monthly basis, we were looking at the swing point from February 2024. 157 million shares was taken out last month with 165 million shares. Wow. So you do have a confirmed monthly A to B equals CD pattern out there. Let's try to draw in what that could be telling us, bigger picture for Devon Energy. A to B is going to get all the way down here. And I'm just simply going to move that over to the C point. And that would get us back to about the $15 level. So the monthly just simply says caution, Will Robinson. On a weekly time frame, let me open this up now. What do we see out here? Yeah, nothing more than that consolidation pattern that we had talked about. And on the daily time frame, I don't have anything more there. So I did mention a shorter term time frame. Is this trying to form a bottom near that 39.90-ish level out there? Well, if we look at the 65-minute time frame chart, we do not see any kind of a bottom. If we take a look at a 30-minute time frame chart, we do not see any kind of a bottom. So Stevie's going to go with no, not today, not yet, and price likely to go retarget that level. So watch it as price gets down, Alton, to the 39.90 level. And look at those intraday charts. If you see some bottoming signals there, then Devon may have. If we see a close below 39.90, then that's going to just simply tell us we head back towards the lows of September out there. Those lows, or that swing point, ranges from 37.77 to 39.40 out there. So that's what I see when I take a look at Devon Energy. This is going to be day number 5 to the downside out here. Let's open up its consecutive dance moves, see what that typically tends to portray to us. There was another 5-day move out here, but it was a 1-day rally back on September the 6th. So I'd say you could easily get a 1-day little relief rally, maybe even a 2-day relief rally, but no bottom signal as I see it just yet. Let's go to our next request, which will take a look at the TLT. We take a look at the TLT, Dan from New York. The TLT, what I can tell you is the 30-year Treasury held support yesterday, which was a buy the D point and TD9 count pattern. Here, you just on the TLT, you've got a TD9 count pattern with a consolidation with inside its profiles. That ranges from 93.28 to 95.36. Let's just put up the 30-year Treasury right now. Let's take a look at it. It will take just a moment here to calculate, but what you will see is you will see both the TD9 count bottom, and there's also, you'll see a hammer candle that formed the buy the D point pattern as well out there. And as long as those areas hold, you can see here's the TD9 count that went ahead and formed on October 14th. The day before, on the 11th, that was a bullish hammer candle confirming a buy the D point pattern. The real key level out here to be watching for a long TLT trade is closing above that red oscillator and change line. We had a bottom. It did its work, which it was supposed to do, which was rally into resistance. It's typically the oscillator and change line that it looks for. Because it was red, it certainly turned right back down, told us we had a falling price oscillator below zero, and price made it all the way back to test those bottom patterns out there. So far, they've held. Will that oscillator and change line hold on a rally out there? I don't know the answer to that question. But Dan, that's what we take a look at. We take a look at the TLT or the 30-year Treasury. Let's go take an ISRG. This is for Mr. Bill inside the Tiger's Den. So Mr. Bill, gigantic day today. I'm going to start with the monthly time frame. The monthly time frame confirmed a TD9 count top last month. We are trading well above that high. Let's assume we close above that. That tells you about a strong momentum move to the upside on a monthly time frame out there. Where is that going to take us to? I'm not sure. I don't know if we're at all-time highs. Let me just open up this chart for a tad out here. Let's see if we are. We are. So that's going to just suggest that wants to really continue higher. We'd really want to put this chart inside Stevie's horizontal trading range. I don't want to do that during the show. It takes a little bit of time to put all that together. The daily time frame, trading above profile, trading above its oscillator and change line. It was a sideways consolidation, so you can figure out that measured move if you want. But all of the signals that I see, whether it's daily, weekly, or monthly, suggest that ISRG has found its legs again and wants to continue to move higher. We've got a request here from GTE. Actually, we had many requests. We'll take a look at this one here, which is NIO. NIO is the ticker symbol, and this is going to complete a TD9 count bottom pattern today, and that is NIO Inc. If you're looking to trade this, I would suggest that what this is likely to do, you'd love to see this close the day back above 532. Why? That's the bottom of its daily profile. Doesn't mean it has to, but you'd sure like to see that. If you do, then what that would be suggesting to us that we should see a rally to about the 611 mark. If it closes below 532, well, then the first rally would have to be the bottom of that profile. And if you can, again, close above 532, then we're off to the 611 area. And a weekly time frame chart, I just have price trading with inside its profile, and on a monthly time frame chart, really the same. So it's really the daily. The daily says you ought to see a bottom. You ought to see at least a 2-bar rally that takes us up towards $6.11. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. Let's take a look at that light sweet crude potential trade out there, see what has transpired since we looked at that. What you'll notice here on the 10-minute time frame chart, you now have a confirmed Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom with price trading with inside its profile. A close above 68.86 would be the first signal that we may have a bottom on the daily time frame. In the case of the 15-minute time frame chart, TD9 count bottom that we talked about still exists. It also went ahead and formed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. Now here, price would need to close above, I'd say, 69.91 in order to give us that same signal that we're likely to hit higher. The 30-minute time frame chart, it may form a bullish piercing candle. All it needs to do is close probably above about the 68.45-ish type level out there. That's a within the next 6 minutes. You'd have a buy the D point pattern, and here price ought to rally up to 68.09. That's where it would run into some resistance, and then in another little bit 4 minutes, you're going to go ahead and confirm a 60-minute TD9 count bottom pattern. So this light sweet crude is giving you the signals that it is most definitely attempting to form a bottom pattern out there. So I hope that helps you out. Let me see if I can get this set of charts here to populate for the ES Mini. Just kind of leave that as to what any signals that might show up here for the rest of the day. That spot fix index still below its 50-day exponential moving average, so that is a bullish outcome. You see on the 5-hour chart, you got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top for the ES Mini. Your resistance up there is at about 59.18. Rhodes Momentum Indicator top on the 4-hour time frame chart. Now support is held on any moves lower, so even though I'm referring to those tops out there, I would watch the 60-minute time frame. It has a completed TD9 count top. And that says that any close above on a 60-minute basis, a close above 59.0650 would take us to higher ground. What I would also watch, because that was a TD9 count top, is 58.8350. That's the breakout level. If price closes below that, we likely head lower. Folks, thanks for all your help this week. It's been great to be with you, and I want you to have a fantastic Friday, a wonderful weekend, and I'll look forward to seeing you again on magical, magnificent Monday. Take care. Thanks for all your help. We'll see you soon.